Here in the US, our health is literally being destroyed by chronic illness. I think the word existential crisis is, or the term existential crisis is a bit overused, but in this case, I don't think it's any sort of exaggeration that our health is in an existential crisis. As far as our very existence, as that word comes from, you may or may not know that out of all the developed nations in the world, that we rank last in our life expectancy. So we rank last, and we spend twice as much money on our health to rank last. So clearly there's a lot that can be improved. Some statistics you may or may not be familiar with is currently 1 out of 2 American adults is expected to get cancer in their lifetime. I do have some statistics, so you're going to see my eyes drift as I look at some of these. In our young adults, cancer rates are up 79%. That's heartbreaking. 75% of us are overweight or obese. 52% of us, more than half, have type 2 diabetes, with 30% of our teens having pre-diabetes. So they're on their way to make that number even worse. 77% of our young adults cannot join the armed services. They want to and they can't because they are obese or they're on a drug that prevents them from being qualified to join the armed services. So to say that we're in a crisis of our health is no exaggeration. Yet I think the exciting news is that what to do about it is not difficult, it's not expensive, it's something you can start right now. You can start today and make small changes that will turn into bigger changes, and you will make a dent in this for yourself, for your family, for your children. And we are all very important, but I think you'll agree that when we talk about the future, we think of our children. And so you making these changes and then you making them in your children's lives can really turn this around. And it's not difficult. It's been estimated that we can make huge impacts in a fairly short period of time. So what are we looking at as far as the root causes of chronic illness? It's just 4 major things. It's diet, lifestyle, environmental toxins, and then overuse of medication. So I want to go through some basics with you and just keep thinking about it from this viewpoint of not, oh yeah, I know I shouldn't eat sugar, this kind of thing. Think about it from those statistics I just reviewed. For you, your children, those you love, things you can change that have a huge impact on whether you are going to develop chronic illness or that you can reverse chronic illness. Because when we talked about diabetes and obesity, I think I forgot to mention autoimmune disease, which is on the increase of 12% per year increase, which is huge. These things are remediable. Once you get cancer, it depends on the type of cancer, etc. But to prevent yourself from getting cancer again, these things you can do that really are preventable for these diseases and treatable for these diseases. So diet, let's just focus on the big guys, right? You've heard about probably the danger of seed oils, sugar, high fructose corn syrup, highly processed, highly palatable foods, which it's ugly, but it's the truth. These foods are designed to have you become addicted to them so that you are a great consumer of them and you are a great consumer for pharmaceutical medications. That's just the truth of it. Whether we can't sugarcoat it, sorry about that expression, but we can't sugarcoat it anymore. This is the truth of these foods. We are being manipulated, our palates are being manipulated by big food that's in bed with big pharma. And you don't have to continue living that way. You can make these changes and eat just real food the way Mother Nature intended. And I know some of us live in food deserts, it's a little harder, but little changes go a very big way. Okay, so that's diet. Then we've got lifestyle. The big three, I think, here are exercise, not getting enough of it, especially resistance training. As we get older, we need more. So we need more aerobic, we need more resistance training. Drinking enough water, just good, clean water. I joke that I don't even know what water tastes like anymore because mine is constantly laced with electrolytes. I live in Florida, it's hot. So depending on where you live, you might want to add electrolytes to your water, but enough water, enough exercise, and then sleep. Sleep is a big one. And we're talking about 8 hours of sleep, which actually translates into a little bit more time in the bed than that, because you're talking about getting 8 hours of sleep. And I heard somebody interviewed recently, and he's enjoyed very good health his whole life, and he said he needs 4 hours of sleep. And you know, personally, as somebody who's pretty type A and loves to go, I was like, I wish I was that, you know? And somebody termed him a super sleeper, or that type of individual that literally gets away with it, not meaning really maintains healthy markers because genetically they're a super sleeper. So if you're not one, you're in very, 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 very good company. There's very few of us are super sleepers, which means you really don't need much sleep. So I wouldn't mess with it if you're not that person, because I don't know what percentage it is, but it's very, very low, and you would know if you were. So, and that's not getting away with it. That's not saying, well, you know, I do 4 hours and on the weekend I do more, but you know, no, this is somebody who literally just doesn't need sleep, and 4 hours is plenty for them. Likelihood, you're not there. So you need your 8 hours, and prioritizing sleep in your life, getting great quality sleep is going to go also a long way, because that's when you repair. That's when your body regenerates and it handles all the toxins that came your way, which leads us to our next point, which is environmental toxins. And what's coming at us in that arena? A lot of plastic. So, oh boy, we get this. You get your drink from your coffee house and it's got a plastic lid on it. Even if you take the lid off, I've been so big about take the lid off, you know, with my family. Don't drink straight from the plastic lid. But then the inside of the cup is plastic. So, you know, if you can come with your stainless steel cup and say, you know, put my coffee or my beverage in there, that would be the best way to go, because we are, I mean, it sounds crazy, but we are on average ingesting a credit card worth of plastic every single day. It's outstanding. It's phenomenal. Like, how could that possibly be? But it is. So, and then also cleansers, or household cleansers, things you can avoid. There's a lot of fun YouTube videos on making your own household cleansers, and it's super, super easy. Financially, it's very cheap, and these work beautifully. So you can have some fun with that, make your own cleansers. Certainly pesticides, which harkens back to what are you eating. So as much organic produce as possible, avoiding those things that are sprayed, finding out the dirty dozen versus the clean 15 foods. So the dirty dozen are certain fruits and vegetables that are really heavily laden in our country with pesticides. So you want to avoid those. And then if you can afford it, getting an air purifier in your home. We have them here in the clinic. We have them at home as well, and that can go a long way to helping purify your environment. The last one kind of comes along with what we do here at Root Cause, which is overuse of medication. So you're overusing it because you're being overprescribed to treat symptoms rather than getting to the root cause of your problem. So what we find is we're able to wean people down off their medications, either down in the quantity of the medication or off completely, as a process of going through the program, because we're getting to the reason why they were put on the medication, whether it's high blood pressure, cholesterol, type 2 diabetes meds, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. As you get to the root cause of this and your body heals, then you need less and less of the medication, which is exciting. So that number 4 kind of comes along with doing everything else. So I hope you found this valuable. Please subscribe to the channel so more people can see my content, and I wish you great health, and we look forward to hearing from you and helping you in the future.